Obviously it's called The Shape of Water. Water is very important. I had not heard of the way you shot a lot of the water. We've all heard of day for night, but there is something that I'd never heard of until I read it about your
It's
film called
called Dry for Wet.
Dry for Wet. Can you describe what
Yeah,
that is and how it
the
works?
the opening and the closing of the movie are completely shot without a drop of water. They are done in smoke-filled sets, shot in slow motion. Everybody's suspended with wires, and all the props are suspended with wires. And you have a video projector projecting what is called the caustics of the light of water. And you use a fan to move the clothing and the hair of the actors as if they were underwater. When you go to close-ups, you can go for digital hair, and it gives you complete control, almost
Huh.
like a tableau in an opera or in a painting. And I
Wow.
needed that because the movie costed $19.3 million,
It's amazing.
and I needed to make it look like it costed 70.
Yeah.
And in my ulcer, it costed 70. In my liver, it costed 70. But it costed 19.3.
Yeah.
And I couldn't build those sets underwater, so I came up with that. And the only set that we did sink underwater is the bathroom.
Ah.
That I needed to do because you have a plastic curtain and he's moving with her, and you
Yeah.
cannot reproduce that naked with the wires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that huge flood. How was that?
That huge flood, when he opens the door, is
Yeah.
digital.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What we did is we found a really good fluid system for the moment, and I did a couple of tricks. Like normally you just put the water, but I had a couple of objects on the floor move, and they were
Ah.
digital, so they would move. And one was with a little wire, and it looks like the water is pushing stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Is that fun for you? That's all that stuff.
That's second nature. I mean, my discipline is I took 3 years of screenplay writing, but then I took also with Dick Smith, the
Yeah,
Oscar-winning
yeah.
makeup
Yeah.
effects
Yeah.
artist. I took a course on makeup effects that taught me how to break everything into elements. And then I owned for a decade. I owned a company that did optical printing, stop motion animation,
Wow.
physical effects, special effects, all to do my short films, all to do my weird Super 8s, and what it does, and I'm an okay painter and an okay sculptor, so I'm very fast at breaking down the elements we
Yeah.
need.
Wow. That's amazing. What was it? How did you do it for such a small amount of money? I mean, it seems
Oh,
it's astonishing.
yeah, it was it was astonishing. I mean, I honestly, we did everything from the little tricks to the big tricks. Like a little, for example, in a big movie, you cast 500 extras if it's period.
Yes.
And you do 500 haircuts, 500 makeup, 500 shirts, 500 skirts, 500. And what we did here is we reused the extras.
Huh.
They already had a haircut, so the guy that walks in the street is going to be in the lab with
Oh my
a
God.
notepad,
Wow.
and the girl that is in the soda shop, she's going to be in the lab or in the dining room, or and you just reuse them.
Wow.
And the guy that has a white shirt gets a jacket on top, or gets a robe, or I mean, and normally you wouldn't do that. Then what we did is there was on the Strain, a series I was producing for FX. We shot a season, and then the next season was a few months later. So I said we needed to hold for the show, right?
Yeah.
So I talked to Fox and I said, in the hiatus, in between the two seasons,
Yeah.
I'll shoot my movie.
Ah.
So we got all that stage space because it was already reserved. But
Ah.
to give you an example, we needed to do the bathroom and sink the bathroom because when you see a set inundated, you're not filling it with water, you're sinking it in water.
Ah.
Because to construct a set that can withstand the pressure, internal pressure you can't.
Yeah.
You would need reinforced steel.
Yeah.
It would be so. What we do is we were walking one day on the set, and I see four iron beams sunk on the floor, and I measured the beams,
Uh-huh.
and I measured the distance from the lens to the bathroom that I needed, and I built the bathroom to fit in between those four beams, and we put this sort of Sanford and Son summer pool, like we did the Mexican technique. We put just walls around those. We cinch them and we fill it with water.
Wow.
It was not a pool that you would bring friends to, but we filled it with water and we sank the bathroom
Wow.
in that one. And we had to measure literally. I needed to know in 185 what lens I was going to use and when I would be shooting outside of the set and what distance you need. Because what a lot of people think when you think of building a set, your lens is encompassing is like a V, right? Your lens is encompassing the set, but there's a dead space between you and the set.
Yeah.
That's what you need depending on the length of the lens. If you're curious, for example, on Crimson Peak, in order to look at the foyer of the house complete, I built a little black room at the entrance that I call the black chamber,
Huh.
so that the lens could capture the whole thing, and we
Wow.
knew that in pre-production.
Wow. It's amazing. Vanessa, were you did you visit the set? Were you involved at all once the lighting was over?
Not
With
at all.
19.3, I didn't invite my parents.
I would have had to pay for a tour.